Hi there and welcome back to the History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we're going to get into episode 4 of volume 3 of my scrapbooks. This is going to be a really short little video, and I'm doing it kind of on the side because there's a lot of Bob Welch stuff here that I just so happen to have, and I'll kind of get into more about as I progress through the album. But I don't know how much interest people are going to have, and I thought to kind of separate it on its own. There's some Stevie material in here for sure, but still. If you're a Bob Welch fan, that's going to be really great. As I've noted to everybody, I'm a big fan of Fleetwood Mac in general, and I really, really liked Bob Welch's time with Fleetwood Mac prior to Stevie and Lindsay. I prefer the Rumors lineup, of course, but probably secondly would be with Bob Welch. I just really liked him and his appeal. And a lot of the stuff that I got, as I've mentioned in the past before, from a prior manager of Fleetwood Mac, was also the manager for Bob Welch. So I do have a lot of stuff about him. But what I'm going to start off with is something that, is pretty Stevie related, of course, and that is Stevie and Bob Welch at the Cal Jam 2 in 1978. This is a really unusual photo I got. Kind of doesn't look like her. Kind of looks like Carly Simon to me, which I think I've said in the past before about another photo of Stevie. But I got this at just a one-off little store on Hollywood Boulevard that was not Star World. It was just this one little place, and they happened to sell photos, and got this one. So it's kind of a cool action shot, a little bit blurry, but this was from a magazine. Not sure where this one came from, but really cool of Bob and Mick Fleetwood. Another one, surely out of a magazine. Super cute of Stevie. This one, funny enough, I've had a long time. This is one of my OG photos in my collection that, certainly didn't turn me on to photo collecting. I was obviously about that from the get-go of my collecting, but it felt like one of those items that it's like, oh my God, this is really unique and original, and probably not too many people have it. Just, not something from a magazine, not a big studio shot, but just kind of a candid shot that was kind of unique. It is still kind of stands out as certainly not a hugely out there kind of photo, but it's pretty common. But I think I got this like in the early 90s, and I was just so stoked about it. This one as well. I probably got about 2003. And I remember exactly when I got this one. Another cute little one from, I think, People magazine. These are additional photos. This one was a little internet grab recently. Total right click and capture. You can even see the little, I think there's a little mark on it or something. I couldn't help myself. It was just so cute. And again, I don't normally do that, but I totally admit when I do. I'm just really proud of having the original photos like I do. But these were a couple that came from the manager. Just really cool, nice shots of Bob. That was just so cute. I hadn't seen that before. There are a lot, it seems, but not just a lot, if that makes any sense. Stevie from this time. It seems to me like there's certainly plenty more of her with him, with Bob Welch during the Stevie Nicks and Friends. Seems like there's a lot more photos from that time. These are some more. This was another one of Bob Welch. And then these I got from a friend. They're very hard to see. Even super close up, but it's Stevie performing with him. There's quite a few of these, but only a few of them that I have in the scrapbook. I don't know if I got these from a friend, but they are all stamped from 1992. It's like somebody had a whole roll of film developed in 1992. So maybe I bought them. Maybe they're not from a friend because they're originals, like I said. If somebody had made me copies, I would imagine they wouldn't have had, and I didn't have any friends like that in 92. I don't even know if I was online yet in 1992. Seems like 100 years ago. There's a couple of these that I think I have for sale or something, possibly. I'm not sure. Done some more here. They're great shots of Stevie, but like I said, you get really up close and you can see they're just kind of, they're taken from so far away, except for the ones where Bob comes out, real close to the stage. It's just really hard to make Stevie out. There'd be no, if you enlarged them or did something like that, you would just get this white and black blurry shot of Stevie. But it's definitely her. You can definitely tell they're super cute. But they are exactly what they are. There's not much more you can make of them than what you see here. I don't know when this show was. I definitely don't. Yeah, I don't know what show this was, who they were with, because it's a completely different outfit and everything she's wearing. So it's not Cal Jam and it's not Stevie Nicks and Friends. So I'm not even sure of the date of this one. But yeah, some really great shots there. This was a magazine article, Weekend, Windsor Star, 1978, the cover magazine. And then I brought up in the past before, I brought it up a couple times and keep bringing it up again when I had those pictures of Fleetwood Mac from Madison Square Garden. Of course, it doesn't show. Maybe these aren't the same ones. I thought these were, but they have a different artist here. It says photographs by Richard E. Aaron, but I don't think that's correct, because there's only a second time where those photos I showed you, that person's artwork had gotten used, photography, not artwork. And now, again, Shebla, but anyway. So this is one of the pictures that I have, but it's really neat to see it in color because the negative and the proof sheet I have is only black and white. And these were some pictures from a proof sheet that I have that were enlarged. This was a really random photo I got from somebody. You can barely make it out, but I just think it's really cool. I don't care that you can hardly make it out. It's Fleetwood Mac on there, and somebody taking, back in the days before we had cell phones and stuff, it was obviously, I don't know if half of you realize how not okay it was to take photos at concerts, and frightened and freaked out you were to take a camera or any kind of camera, picture device or recording device into a concert. Is frightening. Like you felt like you're going to get stopped by the Gestapo and go to jail, and they would just maybe turn you around and tell you, not to come in, or just take your stuff and let you go to the concert, but without your camera. But you really couldn't. So somebody getting a photo like this back in, clearly 1977, I mean, you can barely make out the little moon backdrop, which they were using in like 75 through 77 maybe. You can just barely make out Stevie, Lindsay and Chris. But somebody was really proud and really happy to take that photo, and probably came home just, thinking, they were so awesome. So I love that picture. I don't care how blurry or unclear it is. I just know the risk and probably the fear they had, the fear of God in them to even take something to try and take a picture. So this is another one of Stevie with, I think, Christine. Yeah, Stevie and Christine. I forget this gentleman's name. And I think this was around Tusk time, pretty much by the lanyard he has there. But again, these were enlargements from a proof sheet that I have. So, and that will come up. I'll show you that. Actually, I don't even know. I have to remember where that is to show for another time. Additionally, these are some more. I kind of cut them out because they're so tiny. First of all, this is the rest of that article. And again, this picture and this picture, if you recall, I have the original photograph of that one here. Yeah, here. And then it's funny, this isn't exactly right. Let me show you, because you still have these out from a couple videos ago, but this is interesting to me. So maybe this picture is by that other person. Because it's funny, when I found this magazine article, I was convinced, talking to the photographer who took these ones that I have here, all these ones that I have, and all that lot that I bought, is that he only had them published in the New York Post. So having this one here, I mean, this is pretty much verbatim. So unless somebody captured it at the same time, because there's not another photo credit here. But it could be. But anyway, these are the rest. These are more from that proof sheet that I have. Super cute. There's a few more of that one, I think. Let's see if I can get that clear. There's a couple more on that proof sheet, but I think those were the best of them. Some you can see Stevie, but just a little bit, but you know, just all the little conversation with everybody. There's a lot of Mick and John on the proof sheet. There were just a few of Stevie, so I think I got the best. And then this was a really nice shot of Bob Welch that I got, again, from that manager, from her personal stuff. I'm not sure. It's got a lot of wear and tear on it, unfortunately. And no, I'm not sure who was Bob's main photographer. Some of them I have some names on, but not this one. This one has nothing, unfortunately. But you can see there's just lots of damage to it. But I'm still really happy to have it. It's a great photo. So like I said, this one was a pretty short video, just because there was all that Bob stuff, and you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Still maybe saw something you hadn't seen before, but mostly there's just a lot of Bob Welch photos. There will be some more later in the Tusk session, but it's kind of funny because it is Bob Welch and Fleetwood Mac both in Japan at the same time. So that was kind of funny. Neat little story to some of those photos. So once again, hope you saw something you hadn't seen before, and thank you so much for joining me. And we'll see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.